Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Eva and this is Harley. It's all about her, and today we are going to share a vlog with you, kind of vlog because I'm gonna talk over the entire time. We went camping, so if you are interested how camping with the Dogo Argentino looks like, I'm going to tell you all about that, what we did, what food we took and how we stored the food where she slept and all of that. So if you are interested, then please keep. So first we went camping to a provincial park and we borrowed a tent, no sorry, a trailer tent. So you know, the hybrid in between the trailer and the tent is better than sleeping in a tent, but it's not trailer. There is no AC or anything like that. Plus, because it wasn't our trailer, we never left her there by herself. So whenever we were going, she had to go with us. Plus, she went into heat during that time. So we went only for 4 days and her heat started, I think, a day or two before we went on vacation. She's actually still in heat. If you watched my first video about Harley's heat, I have nothing positive to say about that time, but this time around it was totally different, like 100,000 times better. There is barely any blood. I can actually let her go, you know, in the house without a diaper, where the last time I had to change them a few times a day and they were all covered in blood. Anyway, this time around it was good. So before it was the first days, there was like no blood at all. I kind of knew she's going in heat, right? Because I saw changes in her body parts. So I took the diapers with me just in case, and she would wear them in the trailer because I obviously don't want her to get messy there, right? Anyway, it wasn't that bad at all, but because she was in heat, we checked her on the e-collar the entire time when she was outside the trailer. So now, the park, obviously the rule is to keep the dog on the leash the entire time. And I hate the leashes, as you know, because they always tangle, they go in between legs and stuff like that. And she's trained not to approach other dogs or people passing by, and she didn't even want to do it once. It's just in her nature now that she's just, I don't care about anyone or anything. What do you see the printers? So that's definitely good. But yeah, she was in the e-collar also because behind us there was a forest. We got a really nice spot because it had like a lot of privacy and all, and there was a forest behind us and we could hear coyotes like all the time. We were actually walking then in those forests, and in those forests I would keep her on the leash the entire time, no questions asked. Because yeah, those coyotes, plus she's in heat. What if, you know, she smells something like another male and runs away? I didn't want to take the chance. So on the hikes I would not let her go off leash, but on the campsite beside us she could be off leash, but at the same time we would never take eyes out of her. So there was no time that she would be unsupervised, left alone, because, you know, she's still just a dog. She could just go somewhere and disappear, and we love her very much. Plus we don't want her to get pregnant. So this heat was not best time ever, but we managed. We definitely managed. It wasn't that bad as it usually is. This wasn't a doggy vacation only. So I obviously had to take my kids with me. The heat was absolutely miserable. Oh my god, the heat just made me so sick. As you know, I'm pregnant and I just was so lazy, guys, so lazy in the parks. And because she's in heat also, she wasn't super energetic, so it's a plus. She would definitely spend the entire time in the shade somewhere just sleeping, and she wouldn't even like follow us around. She was just so tired. And in the morning we would take her for a short walk around before the heat would hit, the heat would come, and then we would feed her. I will go to the feeding row a little bit in a second. And after that we had to take the kids somewhere, right? So like to the pool, or on the lake. We went to the lake twice, on the beach. The beaches was horrible. There were so many dead fishes, and of course there is also allowed to keep the dogs on the leashes, so we kept her on the leash the entire time, but let her go to the water a little bit to cool down. But it was very windy, so it was actually nice, kind of relief from that heat. But yeah, the beaches were really dirty, and the bailau people were checking frequently if the dogs are on the leash, and we did not want to get a ticket, so we kept her on the leash the entire time on the beach. Anyway, so that's like one of the things we did. When my kids were going to the pool, I would just stay with her outside the pool. We would just walk in the shade and just spend time together, just honestly just sit on the grass and enjoy each other's company. So nothing too special. But yeah, the kids, they were so hot and so miserable that they had to go and cool down somewhere. And yes, I was with the dog. Anyway, after that we would go back to the camp, make some dinner, or we would just eat out. And we were looking for patio places, dog friendly. We found few, not all of them was dog. One of the restaurant told us what size is the dog, because apparently a year prior to that some lady was complaining about big dog, and apparently they are not what's that called, service dogs. They shouldn't be on the patio. So I don't know what's the law really with that, like if it depends on the restaurant, or there is like a law above that doesn't allow dogs even on the patio. I really don't know. But anyway, we found few that did allow Harley on the patio. There was one breakfast place that wanted her outside, but it wasn't a big deal because we got the seat by the gate, and she was right on another side, and there was no traffic, like human traffic walking back and forth, or car traffic at all. It was kind of like hidden, so she was totally okay and totally comfortable. She just lay down, and she got some water also, so that was nice. So yeah, she was definitely great to go into places, and super easy dog to take her places. When she's out, she doesn't care about people, she doesn't care about anything really. She's just happy to be. She always lays down and just goes to sleep, and yeah, she's really great to take her places. I can't complain at all. So the food is a little bit more complicated. I'm usually buying food in like buckets, like big buckets for pounds, but I thought that would be better if I just maybe bought individual pounds and take like the right amount with me. So we have cooler. The cooler, it's not the newer, so it doesn't keep the cold for a very long time, but that trailer did have a fridge, but we had to wait like the whole day for the fridge to cool down eventually. But yeah, so I brought frozen food that very quickly defrosted, but we only were there 4 days, and the last day I didn't feed her, so I only had food for 3 days. I was feeding her 3 pounds a day over there. Like, I actually had food planned for the 4 days, but before the food defrosted so fast, I didn't want to risk it. I think, if we go for vacation any longer, we'll just get a new cooler, a better cooler, to make sure that the food will stay fresh, because the last thing I want her to get sick again. She just came back to normal and eats like a normal dog, portion of a normal dog, not just like a pound a day or a half pound a day like she did when she was that sick. And even after she, you know, recovered, it would still take almost a month to start eating, and she's definitely going back to a good weight. So yeah, next time I go, I will make sure that the food is frozen maybe for a little bit longer, because I don't know how long the food can be defrosted. I mean, the same like a regular human food, I would say. Or if I can buy it somewhere, because you know there are towns everywhere, like very rarely people go in the middle of nowhere that they have to drive and drive to get to a place. So I will maybe plan it a little bit better, get less from home and just buy at the very end of the trip, because I would have to buy, you know, 12 pounds minimum somewhere else. And yeah, if you feeding her out, that can be a little bit complicated. You know, if you don't mind taking kibble with you, then maybe just take kibble. You know, I don't know, like, you know, switching food back and forth is obviously not good because of their digesting issues and all. So, you know, food you definitely have to think through a little bit to make sure that you are covered the entire time you talk. I think I covered pretty much everything. We definitely had fun. I think we always wanted to go for like 6 weeks, right? To like drive through Canada from Ontario to Vancouver, but who knows, maybe one day we're gonna do it for 6 weeks or so, because that's how much time my husband that's how much vacation my husband has almost each year. So yeah, we'll see. We want to buy our own trailer. Not a tent pop-up trailer, but a regular trailer with air condition. So if we have to leave her by herself, she can be by herself. And also, you know, she can be free on the beds and all, because with like borrowed rent tents, you have to be a little bit, you know, thoughtful about others and all. So yeah, I think that's it for today. We had fun. I wish she wasn't in the heat. I think she would have a little bit better time, but we did not want to reschedule or anything like that. Just, you know, power through. She's a good girl, and because of that leash restrictions everywhere, we knew she's not gonna be off leash. She was on the leash when we were like walking, hiking, and just on the campsite beside us she would be allowed off leash, but on the eco-line, just in case, guys, just in case she has like a stupid idea of chasing something, because there was a lot of bunnies running around. Whenever we would go for a walk, there was always a bunny. And even tired, even in heat, she would not to go after some animal. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Please support me by leaving a comment down below, leaving a like, and of course subscribing if you are not subscribed yet. And I hope I will see you with my next video. Bye guys.